Hey, how's everybody doing today? So, I had an experience that kind of opened my eyes to a comparison of experiences like as a child dealing in school and the structure of the school with the faculty and the classes and the principal, of course, who kind of ran everything. Um, and they each had their own role in that particular experience, the school. But I mean, when you really boil it down, technically, it's a business just like anything else, um, to a degree. But anyway, so the thought occurred to me, thinking with those terms, the structure of principal, classes, faculty, the teachers. Um, Many times in life, I find that there's similarities. And when I was thinking about this, going through this experience with a company the other day, and with companies, especially the larger corporations, they're structured similarly to the schools. There's the principal at the top, the CEO, or whomever, whatever they call it. Most of the time, they're called a CEO, Chief Executive Officer. Um, and then they have, like, for example, in uh, case of like a dealership, an automobile dealership, they have different classes of vehicles that they offer. And so you have classes, you have the principal, you have the classes, and who's kind of in charge of those classes? Well, it's the teachers. Well, the teachers could also be the sales people that are, somewhat specialized in that particular class of vehicle. Although it seems like nowadays they're like cross training people on multiple uh, classes of vehicles, and they just kind of throw them into the fire and say, "Here, you figure it out." Um, but in not so long ago, it was especially in the larger dealerships that I've been to, they have uh, specialized sales for people for each class. So that'd be kind of like the faculty or the teachers, the comparison or the analogy, I guess. And so the structure's all there. So the thought occurred to me that, uh, well, what if the experience going through school, not just learning what we were being taught out of the curriculum and whether that was right or wrong, I would definitely debate that. Um, but the information, other than the in your face curriculum information, is the like the what is it called, the subconscious teaching, the structuring of getting used to being treated like a class of a vehicle, which is just a product sitting in a parking lot or on a shelf waiting for a consumer to come along and buy it. Uh, I mean, I hate to be so brash, but it's the similarities are there. I mean, just think about it. I don't know if there's any reason for that necessarily. I mean, it could be just happenstance that it's similar and has a similar structure and that sort of thing. But usually, things have meaning, and especially when there's, uh, well, I'll use the word synchronicity. It's a more modern term too. So when there's uh, synchronicity and you know, there's something there. I'm not saying it is, not saying it isn't. I'm not making any claims necessarily. I'm just throwing it out there for you to think about because it's interesting. It's interesting that, well, maybe we were being taught at a young age to be slaves, to act, be treated like products on a shelf. That's what I mean. That's what they call us. These so-called people in charge, chattel. So they call the masses. Uh, and then especially some of the kind of derogatory uh, terms that are used in some of these uh, groups and how they refer to the masses. And I mean, I get it to a certain extent. I mean, when I look around, people aren't the most intelligent people these days. It's a sad fact. With all the information that we have, the ability to get any knowledge that you want on just about anything these days online, although it's tough with all the contradictory information. It's hard to weed through and figure out what exactly the truth is because so much can be changed, and uh, you just got to consider your sources and dig as deep as you possibly can until you actually get enough uh, of the same answers. There's a term I can't think of off the top of my head. You get enough of the same answers from multiple sources, credible sources, that validate what you have found yourself, not based off of somebody else's opinion, but that you have tested and proven to be fact. And I don't know, it just, there's something there. So I just want to encourage you to think about it. It's interesting to me that what is this existence for? Are we here just to be slaves? Like, I mean, think about like Pink Floyd. I remember growing up as a young man. Um, I listened to a lot of Pink Floyd and like the movie The Wall, and those images really stuck with me because that's really how mankind is nowadays. They're just walking along, going through the process, getting trained, getting yelled at, getting chastised or whatever, and then right into the meat grinder. Uh, and it's sad. It's sad but true. Because I think, well, no, let me back up. I know, speaking for myself, I know I'm here for a purpose, for a reason. And that's the whole fun of figuring it out. Uh, or I guess the fun is in the figuring of it out, of what my purpose is, and it's up to me to figure it out. I mean, no one, I can't expect somebody to tell me what my purpose is here. I have to decide for myself. And there's a clear indication it's good or bad. Do you want to be here and have a good legacy, or do you want to be here and have a bad legacy? And frankly, I don't really care what other people think. They can think whatever they want, but in the long run, my creator, and call it what you will, I don't know what to necessarily call it other than a creator. Because there's something that is way more intelligent than I that created me and everything around me. I can't explain it. I can't tell you, hey, look, that's what it is, but the evidence is there. And it goes much more beyond, these boxes that we live in, the structures, the skyscrapers. I mean, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about nature and creation. There's too much. There's just too much there. But anyways, I encourage you all to know the truth and let the truth set you free.